What if I told you that I've spent thousands upon thousands of hours on this one Ironman profile over the last few years? Having a lot of fun, recording a lot of videos, but ultimately spending a ton of my time. Today we're going to take a breakdown at how exactly I spent every single hour of my playtime on this profile. It should be really cool to look into, and if you guys are excited for something like this, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. It does help the channel a lot, and I do greatly appreciate it. But without further ado, let's jump right into today's video. Super quickly though, if you do find yourself checking on the Hypixel store for the ongoing fire sale or an upcoming one, or for booster cookies or a rank, don't forget to use my career code. That's code Zach, Z-A-C-H, just like my name, to save 5% on checkout. It's a great way to support myself and the channel, and I do greatly appreciate everyone who continues to use my code. You guys are amazing. But without further ado, let's jump right into today's episode. Okay, we are starting today off on the garden just because I want to show this on a regular basis. I refilled this thing once or twice yesterday, and I just did it again this morning when I woke up. And currently we are sitting at, if we go into our sack, 192 compost out of, I think we need 360. No, 160, 320. We need 320. So yeah, we're getting there. About 120 more to go. Honestly, I might be able to do this today if I just stay on top of it, which would be amazing. So yeah, I gotta let this thing keep chugging away, and I'll be back when it's empty, I guess. How long until... I wish it told me how long until empty. I guess I can do the math per, like, organic matter, how long it takes, and so on and so forth. But, yeah. It says, see, it just says time left a minute and 10 for a compost, but yeah, I'll probably be back in, like, an hour and a half to check on that and see how it's going. But yeah, we need that to keep on chugging away. We're so close to being able to get our last final plot. But just to update you guys on my mini grind last night, was doing some Diana for maybe hour and a half, 2 hours. So working towards getting, obviously, to 10,000 mob kills. It's not going to be quick. It's going to take some time. But yeah, look at all the griffin feathers we've saved up now, though. How many stacks is it for a terminator? Is it 10 stacks for a term, if I'm not mistaken? I just want to double check that. It's 2.5 per grave. Yeah, so 10 stacks of griffin feathers for a term. So we do have enough for 2 more at a minimum. This is one. We have exactly enough for 2 terms in here, actually, which is honestly really sick. Something I want to have a large stockpile of, and obviously I wouldn't mind having more. I wouldn't mind filling up this entire jumbo backpack, honestly. But yeah, really happy about that. That's a good thing, and I guess we just keep working towards it. I mean, obviously been getting a bunch of little drops, some coins. Went up like 4 mil yesterday from just the coin drops, which is always super nice, getting some passive coins when we're grinding towards something else. But that's not what I mainly want to talk about today. I'm still going to do a little bit of Diana, but I want to talk about how I've spent my thousands of hours on this Ironman profile. They added something pretty cool in the update yesterday that I wasn't able to talk about in my update video because we didn't get patch notes until later in the day after my upload time. So pretty excited to see how I've spent, like, if I'm not mistaken, 5,000 plus hours on this Ironman profile. We're going to take a look at where and on what island I've spent all this time. I think it's going to be a really cool thing to break down because a lot of you guys always ask me to show my playtime. I'm going to be able to show you guys my playtime on every single island since we started this profile years ago. So, should be pretty cool. So, it's time to find out how much time have I spent playing this game over the course of over 650 Ironman episodes. We can finally see how I've spent my time. So, if I go ahead and type /playtime really quickly, it'll now pop up saying you have 5,487 hours and 57 minutes of playtime, which is insane. But if you click on it now, it shows you a detailed breakdown of how you've spent and where you've spent all that time. So in total, oh, that was a little bit of a leak. But in total, we've spent 5,487 hours on this profile. And we're going to go from least to most. And this should be kind of cool. I haven't looked through the breakdowns, but I'm really curious, like, where I've spent most of that time. So, I already know this is wrong. I see a Farming Islands icon. I don't know if they've, like, grouped the two together now, but maybe this was the old Mushroom Desert, which, in that case, is true, but weird. I've definitely spent more time in the new Mushroom Desert than that. But I'm assuming it's, like, grouped in with Farming Islands now. In the gold mine, I've spent nearly 3 hours, 2.7 hours to be exact. Pretty cool. Nothing fancy. Regular progression. I'm not even sure why I would have spent that long there, I'm going to be honest. Then we have instanced. What is that, like me stuck between servers? If that's me stuck between servers, that's insane. 6 hours of my life stuck between servers is wild. Then we have Kudra. I've only spent 9 hours playing Kudra so far. To be fair, the runs do go decently quick, and if you don't have a lot of keys, you don't spend a lot of time there. So, yeah, most of the time is obviously spent getting all the materials for the keys. So hopefully we can see this number climb much more in 2024. Next up, oof, 10.6 hours in the dark auction sitting around. I'm telling you, a lot of that, well, honestly, that's actually insane. When you think about a dark auction is like 5 minutes max, right? Oh my, a dark auction is literally 5 minutes. Okay, so 634 divided by 5. I've attended roughly 120 to 130 dark auctions, and that's crazy. That's insane. Like, there's one an hour. That's like, yeah, wow, interesting. Then we have the deep caverns. Okay, so most of my time for this one has been spent doing some bestiaries. I still need to spend some more time there, finishing off some other bestiaries. But 15.3 hours in the deep caverns. Interesting. Next, I'm assuming this is the rift. 35.5 hours. Honestly, that's not as much as I thought. We still need to go back because I'm still missing 4 of the McRubbers burgers. And that's about it. And then we're like fully done the rift. Well, actually not quite. I need to do some moat grinding because there's like a bunch of things I need from the Shen's auction. So that'll be like a whole nother thing. But yeah, there's still a good amount of Vampire Slayer ahead of us. Then we have the farming islands. This is 35.6 hours. I'm assuming they added the new mushroom desert to this because that makes sense. I guess like most of my time in the farming islands, to be honest, has honestly either been spent fishing. No, but that's like from the hub. From the hub, I go over and do barn fishing. But yeah, interesting. 35.6 hours. Cool. Next. Oof. 84 hours in Jerry's workshop, from Yeti fishing to, I mean, that's the main bulk of it. I'm going to be honest. The Jerry's workshop events, but a lot of Yeti fishing and winter fishing. That's kind of insane. Next, we have the Spider's Den, where I've spent 152.5 hours of my time. See, it's crazy seeing that in minutes. Like 9,148 minutes in the Spider's Den. That's from grinding flint, spider bestiary in the early days, working towards, I remember when we were going for our grappling hook, very start of the profile, stuff like that, and arachne and fishing, and a lot of fishing actually in the Spider's Den. So that's pretty cool, as well as some bestiary grinding. Then we have the dungeon hub. I've spent 153.4 hours in the... To be fair, when I finish a video, actually, if we're doing dungeons, I like sit in the dungeon hub, I guess, technically AFK, while I like organize my clips and all that stuff. So I guess that makes sense, but that's a lot of time to just be wasted in a hub where you can't really do anything besides the races, I guess, like those races where you have to run around, but that's about it. That's insane. Let me know if you have more dungeon hub time than me in the comments down below. I'm actually curious. Let me know where, like, what, like, was super strange about yours when you were looking at. Let me know in the comments. Like, was there one location where you're like, you don't know how you spent that much time there? I'm really curious to know. Then we have the park of 157 hours spent on forging. That's gross. If you want to get forging 50, expect to spend a little bit close to that. Not to mention I have done some wolf slayer over there. I've done I guess a little bit of fishing. Early days, that's where I used to, that was my like main fishing spot in the squid pond. Next we have dungeons. So actual time spent in dungeons is 271 hours, or 16,257 minutes of dungeon time. I know a lot of people have a lot more than me, but I also know a lot of people have a lot less than me in dungeons. So let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, 271 hours in an actual dungeon is insane. Next up, the end. I've spent a lot of time in the end, from dragons, grinding out summoning eyes, doing Void Gloom Slayer, like Enderman Slayer, grinding for an E-Man pet. There's just a lot of stuff to do in the end. It's honestly one of my favorite islands in the game overall. It's just a really cool, well-built island in my opinion. And I remember when it came out way back, I was like on their first day when they had like the obsidian chestplate and the endstone bow. It was a fun time. Next up though, the Dwarven Mines. Okay, 385.6 hours spent in the Dwarven Mines. This is from commissions, grinding out glassite jewels, to mining mithril, to I mean, there's so much to do. Grinding ghosts. There's a ton of stuff to do in the Dwarven Mines. Another great island. I remember when that came out, it was so hype. See, I just want Skyblock to get back into like add some cool new locations, like when they add like when we had those teaser pictures of the goblins and like the whole idea behind the forge. Like that was just so much fun. So hopefully forging can deliver on some of that type of hype that the Dwarven Mines had for me back in the day. I thought the Dwarven Mines was such a sick update when they came out. But yeah, 385.6 hours. Next up is the Crimson Isle. Uh, 575.5 hours, 34,531 minutes spent in the Crimson Isle. What's crazy is that this is like the newest island on this list, technically, which is wild to think because this came out well over a year and a half ago now. I think, was it 2022? Yeah, I think April 2022, if I'm not mistaken. So that's insane. But yeah, spent a lot of time there. That's actually really. I wonder if you can. I wish you could click on these and see a breakdown. But yeah, this is from like Blaze Slayer, trophy fishing. I mean, you guys know the Crimson Isle. There's so much stuff to do there nowadays. So, yeah, and we'll be spending a lot more time there. I'm gonna be honest, finishing trophy fishing. There's bestiaries we need to finish. Grinding like materials for keys. Vanquishers. Like, there's so much to do. Overall, really good island, and they've made hints at like a Crimson Isle V2, which I'm really excited for. I don't know what they have in mind, but that could be really sick. Next up, I already know what that is. That is the Crystal Hollows and also our money-making method. And we've spent 650.5 hours in the Crystal Hollows. Honestly, that makes sense to me. I've spent so much time in the Crystal Hollows. It's a sick place, from nucleus runs to grinding various materials for various crafts, whether it be gold or diamonds, mining ruby for coins. My goodness, we spent so much time mining ruby. When it was like going for a Skathapet, I spent hours going for a Skathapet, going for a Balpet again, going for 2 Balpets because of the taming update. There's just so much to do in the Crystal Hollows, and it reflects in how much time I've spent there. But see, this is like my opinion on like good islands added, like where I can spend this much time here, like working towards content. That's sick. You know what I mean? So I'm here for that. That's like my one complaint with the Rift. Very quick, but the content wasn't doing well on YouTube anyway, so I guess it's okay. But yeah, like, look how much time I've spent. Like, this is like well over nearly, honestly, almost 2,000 hours across these 4 islands, just working on content, which is amazing. Next up, though, we have the hub. 651 hours in the hub. You might be thinking AFK time, but there's a lot to do in the hub. From Zombie Slayer to Mare Diana to various fishing spots that I spent a lot of time in the early days. If you need to grind out some oak wood, beginning with some wheat when you first start out, the coal mine, those are some great locations to start from. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff always going on in the hub, not to mention events and just the place you go, you know, the bazaar, go and check out the fire sales. There's a lot to do in the hub. Next up, I actually can't believe this is second on my list, the garden. I've spent 761.3 hours in the garden farming. 45,678 minutes of my life has been spent looking at some pixelated crops, breaking them, watching a number go up. That is insane. Yeah, garden has had its ups and downs since it came out. I can't even lie. It's been all over the place from good to bad. I do really like the place it's in right now, though. I think garden's actually in a really good spot, so hopefully they don't mess with that too much. Like, I really do like the pest system. I'm not gonna lie. I find it quite fun. I like that they reduced the milestones. They have these pests that you can deal with, and honestly got some pretty cool stuff from. All the drops are fun. And yeah, overall, I just really like the garden as a whole. Next up, though, we have... Is that my private island? It's my private island. Let's see. 1,239.7 hours spent on my private island. Wow. There is a good amount of AFK time in here, but also, I mean, I guess it makes sense. It's where you go after you do anything in this game. For sorting, enchanting every single day, I still do that, and that's always so much fun. Yeah, there's a lot to do on your private island, but that is a lot more than I thought it was going to be. 1,239.7 hours spent on my private island. I guarantee you that is more playtime just on my private island than a lot of you watching this video right now. So, insane. But that's how I've spent my 5,480.58 hours on this profile. Insane. Here's like the full breakdown if you want to see it, all the way up to the Mushroom Desert. What an insane way to spend 5,480 hours. That is crazy. And in case you're wondering, because I am too, we do 5,480 divided by 24. That is 228.3 days of my life, nonstop, no breaks of playing. I mean, obviously, I haven't done this in the last 228 days, but if you were to put all that time together, we're at like 2/3 of a year. So, of just nonstop playtime. But yeah, there's a lot more to come from it. Hopefully, we have some cool updates to keep us occupied and add some new islands onto this list. But yeah, let me know if you had any crazy things that you saw in your playtime breakdown. I just thought this would be cool because I know a lot of people ask about my playtime, and this far into the series, I thought it would be a cool idea to actually show you where we spent all this time for all these videos you guys have watched. And yeah, really interesting to see. So wow, the more you know. That's how I spent nearly 5,500 hours of my life. I just thought that would be a pretty cool thing to take a look at today. So if you guys did enjoy this type of video and you want to see more like it, because honestly, I've kind of been having the idea as like some of these grinds get more tedious, maybe we could do some cool things like some tier lists or weapon tests on my other profile if you guys want to see those types of things. I think that could be kind of cool just to break things in. Or if you guys want me to test like various weapons on my actual Iron Man and make them as best as we can, stuff like that. So if you have any cool ideas like that you want to see me do, make sure to let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Let me know what you guys thought about your playtime breakdowns in the comments down below. Leave a like and subscribe. Use code Zach. Without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care and peace out.